Have you ever looked at your cat curled up in what feels like its fifth nap of the day and just thought, how is it even possible to sleep this much? Well, it turns out all that snoozing isn't about being lazy, it's actually a kind of secret superpower, hardwired right into their DNA. Let's get into it.
So let's just start with a number that's going to blow your mind. Cats can spend up to 70% of their entire lives asleep. To put that into perspective, if your cat is 9 years old, they've spent a solid 6 of those years completely zonked out. That makes them one of the sleepiest animals in the entire pet kingdom.
All right, so that leads us to the big question, right? Why the marathon napping sessions? Is it boredom? Is it just the luxury of a pampered life? Well, the real answer is so much cooler, and it's written deep inside their DNA.
You know, to really get why your cat loves napping on your keyboard, we can't just look at our living rooms. We have to travel back, way back, thousands of years into the wild. Because our modern house cats, they're still running on the biological software of their ancient ancestors.
So say hello to the African wildcat. This little guy is the direct ancestor of every single domestic cat out there, from the fluffiest Persian to the sleekest Siamese. What that means is, inside your cute little house cat beats the heart of a wild hunter. These animals had to be both skilled predators and cautious prey, and that shaped their entire survival strategy.
And this quote here from animal psychologist Dr. David Sands, it just hits the nail on the head. Cats are hardwired. They're built to hunt when the lights are low. Their entire biology, from their incredible eyesight to their energy cycle, is all built around being most active at very specific times of the day.
And that brings us to a really cool scientific word, crepuscular. A lot of us think cats are nocturnal, right? Active all night long. But that's not quite right. They are crepuscular, which just means their peak activity, their prime time, happens in those low-light windows of dawn and dusk.
And this is where it gets really interesting when you compare their schedule. We humans, we're diurnal. We're up and about during the day. Nocturnal animals, think owls, they own the night. But crepuscular hunters, like cats, they hit their stride in those in-between hours. This gives them this huge tactical advantage, letting them hunt birds waking up at dawn and mice becoming active at dusk, all while staying hidden from the bigger predators of the day and night.
So really, it all boils down to this super simple 3-step strategy. Step 1, conserve energy. And how do you do that? By sleeping a lot. Hunting is an explosive, high-intensity sprint, and it burns a ton of calories. Step 2, wait for those prime hunting hours of twilight. And step 3, unleash all that stored-up energy to catch prey. Those long naps are basically them charging their batteries for the main event.
Okay, but here's the thing. It's not just about when they sleep. It's also about how they sleep. Because it turns out not all cat sleep is created equal. Feline sleep has different stages, and each one has a very specific purpose.
So get this, about 3/4 of a cat's sleep is just this light dozing state. This isn't deep, restorative sleep. You can think of it like a computer in low-power standby mode. They're resting, sure, but their senses are still on alert, ready to snap to full attention in an instant if they hear a threat, or, the can opener. The other 25%, that's that deep, truly restorative sleep.
This table here breaks it down really nicely. During that light and REM sleep, their muscles stay tense. They can even sleep sitting up, and their ears might still swivel towards a sound. That's that dual nature in action, resting like prey, but ready to spring like a predator. Then, for just about 5 minutes at a time, they drop into deep REM sleep. Here, their brain is super active, but their body is completely relaxed. This is where the real recharging and memory consolidation happens.
And yeah, you guessed it, that deep REM sleep, that's when they dream. If you've ever seen your cat's whiskers twitching or their paws flickering or heard them make little chirps in their sleep, you are literally watching them dream. Scientists believe they're probably replaying their day or practicing those instinctual hunting moves.
Now, it's also important to remember that a cat's sleep schedule isn't set in stone. Just like for us, the amount of sleep they need changes, and it changes pretty dramatically as they go through different stages of life. And wow, this chart really shows you just how big that difference can be. A tiny newborn kitten can sleep for almost 22 hours a day. That then settles down to a still impressive 12 to 16 hours for a healthy adult cat. But as they get into their senior years, their sleep needs often increase again, sometimes creeping back up towards 20 hours a day.
So why on earth do kittens sleep almost all the time? Well, it's not just because they're tiny and adorable.
During these marathon sleep sessions, their little bodies are releasing essential growth hormones, and their brains are rapidly building the complex neural pathways they'll need for life. Sleep is literally their construction time.
All right, so we've established that sleeping a lot is totally normal. But this brings us to something really important for every single cat owner out there. Sometimes, a change in your cat's sleep can be a signal that something else is going on.
But first things first, okay? Don't panic just because your cat sleeps a ton. For a healthy, happy cat, napping for 15 hours a day is absolutely standard procedure. It's exactly what they're built to do.
The real key here isn't the total number of hours, but any sudden change from their normal routine. If your usually active cat is suddenly sleeping all the time, or your champion napper is suddenly restless and awake, that's a flag. And you want to pay attention to other signs that might come with it, like changes in grooming, hiding more, or their litter box habits.
You see, a sudden shift could be an early warning for a number of common health issues. For example, a cat sleeping more might be dealing with the pain of arthritis. A cat sleeping less could be a sign of an overactive thyroid. So by simply being observant of their rest patterns, you become their first line of defense in spotting potential health issues early.
So, let's bring it all together. The next time you see your cat in a deep slumber, don't think of them as lazy. Instead, see them for what they really are. A finely tuned, energy-efficient predator running on ancient software that has made them one of the most successful hunters on the planet.
Of course, every single cat is an individual with their own quirky nap schedule. So we're curious, is your cat an average napper or a total sleep superstar? How many hours a day does your cat sleep? Let us know down in the comments.